Hey everyone, welcome to lesson 4 of our maths. We're going to be continuing to look at measure and perimeter today, and this time in the context of rectangles. So similar to what we did yesterday, but we want to recap on a few bits and go over a few points that I noticed where people were going wrong. So hopefully by going back over it again today, we can just tweak those sort of small fixes and by the end of the lesson be all secure and happy with what we're doing. So you're going to need a pen, pencil and a textbook to write in, or some paper if you've got it. And I'm going to pause the video to get that now, get your date and what and context in and underlined. Let's start off with our starter. So our questions on our starter are: calculate the perimeter of the shape. Number 2, find the missing number. 3,562 plus something equals 7,900. Find the difference between 1,453 and 500. And finally, divide 32 by 4. So you'll notice on this perimeter here, you've got some of the lengths, but not all of them. So you need to use what lengths you've got to figure out what the missing lengths are going to be. So it's very similar to this missing number problem. You've got the full length, you've got a part of the smaller length. What's the what's the other piece of the puzzle? What do you have to do to work that out? Yesterday we talked about a bar model. So we've got 7, we've got 3. What's our missing amount? What operation do we need to do to work out what that missing amount is? Same with this question down the bottom. So let's just get our rubber out just a second. So this time, with our large number, we've got the answer, 7,900. We've got a part of the answer, 3,562. What is our missing amount, this piece in here? What operation do we need to do? We've got the whole piece, we've got a portion. What can we do to work out this piece here? Now, keeping with the bar model theme, we need to find out the difference between something. We can even use a bar model to work out this last question here. Now you're probably thinking, how on earth do I use a bar model to work out the difference? Well, again, we've got, what is the difference between these two numbers? So we could use a timeline, 500 at one end, and at the other end we've got 1,453, and we could count up in tens, hundreds, thousands and figure out the difference. That's one way of doing it. But I'm gonna stick with bar models today and show you how we can solve all of these questions with just a bar model. So we're going to try and find out the difference. So at the moment, we know we're looking for another number that when added to this equals this. So if we put that into a bar model, this is our total. So this goes at the top. We've got a chunk from this total, which is 500. And again, we're looking for that extra piece. So what do we have to do to 500 to get it to 1,450? What operation do we need to do to get these two pieces to equal that? I really enjoy bar models, and I think they're really useful to work out your answer, or at least visualize what kind of thing we're doing. You can do two things here. I'm going to give you a bit more of a clue now. You can work out what you need to add to 500 to get to there, or if you've got 500 add something equals 1453, when you've got a missing number, you can do the, if you said or thought inverse, you're absolutely right. So what's the inverse of addition? And have a go at working those out. Now, I promise that you will be able to do all 4 of these questions with bar model. Now you're probably thinking, Mr. Lakin, 32 divided by 4, there's no way we can use a bar model to work out division as well. Well, I'm glad you've challenged me. So our first section, 32 divided by 4. So 32 is our whole piece. We need to divide it into 4 equal pieces. Now, what we could do first is work out, well, what's 32 divided into 2 equal pieces? Now, whatever my answer is going to be here, I can then divide that again, that answer there, divide that by 2, till eventually gives me 4. Now, if you don't believe me if that works, let's take a number that we know divides by 4. Let's take the number, 24. So 24 divided by 2, well, we know that, that's 12. So 24 divided by 2 equals 12. Right, let's take it another step now. 24 divided again. How many sections have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, this is divided by 4 now. 24 divided by 4 equals, so don't have to do any hardcore maths. Let's split this 12 up into 2 pieces again. So 12 split into 2 is, I hope you said 6. So 24 divided by 2 equals 12. 24 divided by 4 equals 6. Let's take it one step further. Can we split it up again? Can we split up again? Yeah, I think we can. So it's going to get really narrow now. So we've got 4. We're going to go even smaller. 24. So we've gone 2, 4. What do you think the next number is going to be now? We've got 4 here. What's this one going to be? Yeah, you got it. Divided by 8. 24 divided by 8. Have you noticed the pattern yet? If you said 3, you're absolutely correct. Bar model. It's good stuff. I wonder, are there any other bar models that you know of that can follow the same pattern? Does that help you at all? Do you do it a different way? I'm looking forward to see how you work it out in your book and when you upload it shortly after I put the lesson on. Anyway, we went off on a tangent there. Let's get back on with the lesson. So perimeter is the length around a closed 2D shape. Now, I noticed a lot of you yesterday were getting sort of muddled up with what you were counting from. So a top tip, whenever you're measuring a shape, always choose one corner to start with. I'm left-handed, so I always start on the left-hand side. So this is going to be my starting position, okay? If I was using a ruler, this is where I would place 0. If I was using a piece of string, this is where I'll start the point. If I was counting squares, this is where I'm going to start. So I know that 1 square equals 1 centimeter. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know this length is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know this length is 4. 1, 2, 3, 5. I know this length is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know this length is 4. I've got back to my x. I don't need to carry on counting anymore. Now I could add up them all at the end. So 5 and 5 is 10. 4 and 4 is 8. 10 and 8 give me a total of 18 centimeters. I could also, as I'm working out the perimeter, I could count as I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and when I get to the end, I get 18 and write it in that way. But always pick a point. Maybe it's the top left, maybe it's the bottom right, totally up to you. Maybe put a little X on it, just like I did. When you get back to that point, stop counting. Okay, so just as we said, 5 add 4, add 5, add 4 equals 18. So let's have a go at questions 1 and 2 on our worksheet. So let's get our sheet up. So work out the perimeter of each rectangle. Remember guys, I don't think it's going to write on the screen for me now, that's a shame. Let's take a quick screenshot of this and pop it back up. That'll work. Let's pop it on there. So let's work through one of these together. So choose your point, just like I did last time. I'm going to choose this point here, and I'm not going to count. I'll move along the spaces, but you can do the counting, okay? Okay, so if you remember what you counted, put that in there. Let's carry on. That one goes in there. Put this one in here. And place the last one in here. Now you can either add these 4 up to give you that answer, or just go back and count all in one go. Now I'm going to leave you to get on with the rest by yourself, and I'll let you pause the video. I'll see you in a second. Okay guys, so now that we've had a go at being consistent with how we measure the perimeter, I'm going to show you a quicker way of working out the perimeter of a rectangle. Now, some of the features of a rectangle are that they have a pair of equals. They have 2 pairs of equal sides. So usually the the widths will be the same, and the lengths will be the same as each other. So if we know something's going to be the same, we can double it or times it by 2. So we don't have to actually work out what this length and this width is going to be, because we know it's a regular rectangle. So rather than doing 6, add 2, add 6, add 2, we can go 6 lots of 2 equal 12, and 2 lots of 2 equal 4, giving us a total of 16 centimeters. So now it's showing you it in another way as well. Let me rub out my writing. So if we know what half of a rectangle is, in this case 2 and 6 equal 8, we know that the other 2 sides are going to be the same. There's going to be 2 lots of them. 2 add 6 equals 8. 8 centimeters times 2 equals 16. So we've gone from 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers to add, down to 1, 2, 3 steps of an addition, down to 2 operations, and then finally down to just 1. So we can make it quicker for ourselves each time. Now, here are 3 shapes, and here are 3 simplified times tables. Which one would you match to each? Have a think about it. Use the same strategy. If you add them up and times them by 2, what do you get? If you want to pause the video and have a go. Okay, so 4 by 5 equals 9 by 2, because we know 4 and 9 equal 9, and we know we've got double the amount, so 9 times 2 equals 18. Okay, can we see the next one? Where is 3 and 2 going to go? All right, so if you went to the left, you would be correct. 3 add 2 equals 5. We know it's doubled up. 5 times 2 equals 10. Now the last one, fairly obvious. What kind of shape is this? Write down what shape you think this is. And what do we know about this type of shape? All the sides are... If you said equal, you're absolutely right. So we can do 5 lots of 4, giving us 20. So a 2D shape has 4 sides. All sides are straight. 2 pairs of parallel sides. Opposite sides are equal. The perimeter equals 8 centimeters. Is that right or wrong? Explain to me why that question is that answer is right or wrong in your own words. I think it's right because. I think it's wrong because. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you there to get on with the rest of the questions on your sheet. If you want to come back and pause the video and crack on with those, upload it onto your Dojo page. I'm looking forward to marking it and seeing how you got on. If you have any questions, drop me a message on Dojo and I'll be happy to help. Anyway, best of luck and I will speak to you guys later. Bye.